So in this video, we are going to be talking about the dreaded exchange of numbers. I say dreaded because it's not the best way to set things up for your success if you like a guy. So before we get into it, make sure to click that subscribe button and don't forget about the red alert bell so that you are sure to get each video when it comes out. All right, so let's talk about the exchange of numbers, because here and now you are going to be asked to even put your phone number in a guy's phone, or he's going to text you his and say, text me yours. It's just via your phone and via text that a man now gets your number. And we want to think about it a bit differently in terms of setting you up for success, and not just letting things happen in that kind of casual, very almost, for lack of a better word, flippant way that two friends or two people who work together would exchange their phone number. And what I mean by that is that, say you are working with someone and they say, hey, I want to text you tonight about XYZ. What's your text? And you say, oh, give me your cell. And you put it in here, and she or he puts it in there. And it's just very, very casual, almost cold, and not at all enticing for the man. And what I mean by that is that he did not have to work to achieve anything. It's just done. And that doesn't really set you up for much success and his wonder. And if you've been doing it and a man hasn't been following up in text, it may be one of the reasons why. There's a number of issues with just exchanging numbers. So, here's a few tips on not letting it be just a kind of routine act from the man, many times because he feels he has to after he's spent time talking to you in any kind of social situation. Many men do this because they feel that is the way to get out of the conversation, and that he's almost compelled to do that because it's quote unquote the right thing to do, to ask the woman for her number after he's been spending time and he has really no intention. You can turn that around quite easily and say, I don't know if I'm ready to give you my cell. And he'll be like, that'll shock him a little bit. Like, what do you mean ready? What do you have to be ready for, right? And you want to use this as an opportunity to flirt a little. And what this does is it makes him more interested in trying to achieve your number. Remember, it's all about the 3 C's of men: challenge, competition, and conquering. That's in the deepest male brain, and it is what the man needs to start off his wonder, to start his interest stirring just a little bit more. So if you get to the point of saying, all right, okay, I'll give you the number, he'll say, okay, let me text you mine. And you say, okay. You hear my inflection? Okay. It'll be like, perhaps say something like, what? Or, just know that I'm not going to be texting you. I'll be like, again, what do you mean by that? You're not going to be texting me. Call me old-fashioned or whatever, but I just don't text guys. And he'll be like, well, are you going to answer me if I text? Okay, that's a different story. Yes, but don't expect me to be texting you from here. So you see how it becomes a little bit of a flirty challenge That's what you want. I did a previous video about this years ago when someone asked me about a fun way for a guy to get your number. So, and this was just a little fun thing. So, for example, you are at a sports event, or you're watching a sports event. You can say something like, well, maybe I'll give you the number if my team wins, or whatever. Or let's make a bet on whose team wins, and then maybe if you win, I'll give you the number. In other words, that's a little bit of a challenge. If you're sitting at a bar, you could say, well, maybe if you get close but you don't go over how many different vodkas there are, I'll give you the number. And it's just a little challenge. You get the bartender involved, or you count them together. It's a little bit of an activity before just giving him the number. Those are a few things for you to think about and come up with your own fun ways that are more intrinsic to your personality. Everybody's different, but you want it to be not a bland, factual, just giving a number without any sense of him achieving it. It's the first line of defense, your phone and your number, correct? I also recommend for everyone, and I do this in my One Love program, Online to Never Ending Love, 7 Simple Steps to Digital Dating Success. It is one of my real mandates for online dating, but you can also use this in your personal life meetings and dating, and that is, of course, a text now number, what we call burner number, so that you are not giving anyone you don't know your personal cell number. It's just a good rule of thumb to not do that. All phones have an app on them, or you can look at the various apps there are for you to have that. You can pay or not pay. If you pay, you don't get the ads, that kind of thing. Very, very important. And any man that you should become involved with and that you now trust, you can then decide to give them your real cell number. And he will understand that you are a woman of value who has protected her identity, protected her phone number, protected herself. That's what women of high value do, and men know that that is a good idea and that you are a smart woman to do that. So again, hit that red alert button so that you're sure to get upcoming videos, and comment below what you think about giving a man your number and exchanging numbers, and what you may have come up with as a fun, flirty way to do so that increases his need to achieve, which is what it is all about.